Just the time. 5 minutes to get down there. To Dindon's to pack lunch. I'll stay here for a bit for you, Mum. Do you want me to go down or do you want me to stay with you? Are you sure?
Yeah. You're in a hurry.
I'm not in a hurry, so I'll stay with you.
There you go.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Thank you. I stink like a stink. I stink like a stink. Where am I? Where am I? Who am I? Where am I? Great. One. What's this lunch? One.
Yes.
We're all going down for lunch.
Yes.
Oh, do you want to go?
No,
You go
no,
first.
go on, go on.
Thank you. Oh, wait. Whoopity doop doop. Doop doop. Oh, I'm early, too early. I should have stayed with Mum now. Oh, great. Way too early. Way too early. I didn't do math.
Oh, yes,
Lunch time, it's lunch time. Yum, yum. Lunch time. I could have stayed up with Mum.
It's a pasta for lunch. Very nice pasta.
Oh, pasta for lunch.
No, it's the turkey. No, not soup. They are the turkey with potatoes, I think.
Oh, turkey potatoes, yummy.
Cheese and fruit. And tonight, risotto.
And cheese and fruit. And what? Risotto. I can hear them saying,
The cook knows. but I don't know. I have a menu because it's Italian.
Or maybe
We
it's
have
different.
an Italian group. I had to cook for you tonight.
No, yeah.
Pan Valera. I don't have yeah. How I do like this. Yes. 2 pints and 2 more
Okay.
Where are the rest?
Don't know. Hi. Oh, sorry.
Hello.
Would you like some water?
Oh, yes, please. Yeah, thank you.
Pardon?
Oh, my water.
The man himself. I know, I sent a message to say that's where we were. We just had a quick chocolate. But then I sent you a text message. Okay. Send you a text message to say. Well, we came back here. They wanted to just have a drink. We came back here to get one that's sort of we set outside the apartment at they had a hot chocolate and no, do you know what? I think there's still a bit more.
Pardon?
Where's your mom?
Oh, she's upstairs doing her thing. She'll be back.
Hello, Sean.
Oh, you're shopping on the Vina.
Is Bernadette with you?
No, no. I got rid of her, yeah.
So did I.
Oh, no, she's all right. She's gone shopping, so, huh?
Is she okay?
Oh, she's better than me anyway. Put it that way. Were you along with her? No.
No.
No, it's all right,
I
yes.
left her as well.
Oh, no, I called her. I went down to the Blessed Sacrament Chapel. I called her I was going. She went somewhere else. You haven't got the program with you, have you?
Why?
I think at 2 o'clock we go.
That man walked down on crutches the whole way. That fella did. Yeah. I told him I'd push him before going down there. Get a wheat fella.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long way.
It's just a long way up the hill again. A long way. What?
Have you got a chair?
I hear you. No,
Will it?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, it's too long.
Well, you can't put it. So you can use only 1 foot. One foot. And I think that one's not great either.
And that one isn't it?
No. So like when there's devotions or anything down there, right? I push it. But we're blessed with the weather, isn't it? Thank God for that, what? And it's hotter tomorrow.
I know, somebody said
Yeah,
that.
you said that, yeah, that's what we said.
We're lucky, really, aren't we?
We never had a bad week here yet.
Haven't you?
Never.
It's
We
always
never had a bad week.
when
Except the first time we came with Father O'Donnell in 1986.
In all them years.
No, and so we had one bad year with him. It was well, it was sleet and snow, and you.
Really?
Yeah.
always been raining in Lords when I've come. Always been raining.
No. We never had a. We might have a bad half day or something like that.
Yeah.
There was one year we came here with Tamworth, and who was with us only Mary Wall.
Oh,
Big Mary.
Big Mary.
Well, that heat was atrocious.
Really?
It was atrocious. She was 32, 33 and 28 and all that heat. Anyway.
That is hot.
But anyway.
That's draining.
But anyway, the evening before we came back, we were down there, down at the grotto, and down that area. And next thing was about 9 o'clock it started. Well, the thunder and the lightning and the pouring of the rain. Well, it lasted and lasted. And about 11:30, Mary was coming up the street and her in her elements. Well, she was drenched and soaked. Oh, she dinner. In English? It's dinner.
Know what we've got?
I don't know.
I think we're having
in French?
pasta.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
think he said either pasta or something
If
to
it
do
was-
with
if it was an Irish, I'd
pork
have it,
and beans or something, or pasta or something. But I know we're having maybe rotto or something, pasta or something like that.
Where's your mum?
Do you know? Can you read French? Can you read French?
No. Where are you going?
Oh yeah, I would.
I was going to read it.
I'm going to tell that man to locate a chair and whatever.
Turned out we weren't loads.
Have you the program?
I've just left. Oh, it's quite busy the time, but I'm thinking we need to look at the programme. Should we have a
Yeah.
talk after dinner? Yeah.
Where is it?
It's upstairs at the minute.
Because I'm going to I'll share that with your man when I can push
What's
it.
happening upstairs?
No, nothing. We're gonna when we go up afterwards.
I'm going up now.
See what we're gonna do.
Oh,
I'm going up to get.
are we going for a tour?
Tour, yeah.
And then
2 o'clock.
yeah. You got a lot to do, have you?
Well, we've done nothing. We'll get the water, want to do the stations, go to the baths.
You went to the bath already?
No, I want to. A petition.
No. How are you? You came tomorrow before we start. Nice day. Are you going for the walk? That's nice. Today. Yes. Oh, we went today. Yes, Mom. And tonight, different. Must go today. She'll go today. On the boat. That's what I told you. Are you sure? What's on those today? There's my friend Lola. Rena. Not like yesterday, I hope. That day. Oh, yeah, relax. Relax for the book.
Yeah, I think pasta or something like that, and I think something for the beginning, pork or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, something we can eat.
I hope so. Yeah. So you got lots of plans. You haven't got all your little things what you have to do.
Yeah, we've got, so then I've got to buy some bits and masses and candles, so we've only got 3 days left.
Yeah,
What's today? Wednesday, Thursday, 2 days left.
because we're leaving on the 29th, aren't we?
On Friday, yeah.
Got it.
So we've got Wednesday and Thursday
Not
left.
that long, have we?
Oh my gosh, did you get your case?
Yeah, that's why Mum went straight to Holy War to get that. Because you haven't got much time, People think, oh, I've got plenty of time. It soon goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're rushing, oh my God, I haven't done this or I haven't done that. Or, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
it's like life. We go, oh, got plenty of time. Go, oh my, I haven't done.
So what have you got left to do?
I've got I don't know what we've got left to do. We've done everything we need to do. We just got to do.
Yes, tomorrow after mass up, I'll come early and go to the blessing is water.
Yes,
After
yes.
8:30 we'll leave and be there 9.
Yes,
And
yes.
you want to do that?
Yeah, I am going to do. I don't know when. We've got to sort all that out. We've got lots to do.
You know,
We've only got 2 days left.
yeah, and because I just looked on my phone.
Yeah.
Do you want something to drink?
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, sorry.
Nikki, you want something?
I felt a little, and then I feel bad because and maybe
Oh,
what
no.
I said, Benedict's on a loan somewhere. I said you were shopping with.
Right then.
Yeah, I've got milk for you out on the
Lovely.
ladder.
So I've got some bottle of water tonight in case you're thirsty, but I'm going to get some holy water, to drink as well. Yeah. And then I just got a few more bananas for breakfast. So I literally went to the supermarket. They've got cakes. Saw them in the shop. Got these in. Come in, have a nice cup of tea.
Oh, right.
I'm the tea.
Well, then I looked on the thing and they were saying, I would like to get confessions and go to the water and bath. Do you? And then I did think, well, yeah, you sort of don't get a move on, do you? I don't.
We've done more or less everything. I packed his bag.
Tomorrow. I thought I've been looking at it. And I thought, well, that's you have to give a call.
See what else is to get. Oh yes, oh, it's 10% downstairs. I can see if I can find a nice one.
3, do they?
10%. You might as well get a
Yeah, I done my confessions yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I done holy water, confessions. What else? You got to get things done because Mum knows.
We haven't done
Confessions,
nothing.
and you haven't done anything. Yeah, but the
Was it busy
baths
at the
probably.
water, at the baths? Was it
Oh, we
busy?
haven't done the baths yet, have we? No, not yet. We're not that
Tomorrow
good.
we will.
We're not that good.
We're gonna leave 8:30.
Yeah,
And that's it.
yeah.
It's mass and
There's the mass is at 11 and before it says you can go to confessions and the water. Mass is until 11.
You can just go into follow any English speaking mass, I guess, or something if you want.
yeah, and well, it's 9 o'clock now.
And
Do that. Finish at 10, and then you've got the rest of the meal. So she went to the same. Tomorrow afternoon they're going to some half work tomorrow, they're doing their traits, and then they're doing the rosary and the relic, some relic. That's that one, because you know by the time you come back, the red shirt. And then Thursday is the mass and the stations in the cross, and the afternoon is an optional, it's like an excursion. But I'd like to do shopping.
Because the night when it's all done. Well, no, it's done then.
that's why people like to do a whole week, because then you get to do everything, and then you can get to relax in a couple of a few days relaxing. You know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You showing off, Nikki?
No, I'm not. I'm not showing off. I'm just saying that's why people like to have a bit.
She's done everything. We're busy saying what we've got to do, and Nikki's done it wisely. She's done loads of
No,
it.
I haven't done. I'm just saying
I
some
said
people
I'm
like a
jealous.
whole week.
Where have you been then, Nikki?
No, I haven't done. No.
panicked her now.
I haven't done anything. I do nothing.
She's been very good. She's done the water, and
And then we did the water because my mum, it's my mum who's made, you have, and I did the confession. Yeah, I think I'm going to probably do confession every day probably because my mum, it's my mum.
right, yeah.
I have sinned many sins. Yeah, and then we just did confession and water. We haven't done that much.
That's good. Yeah,
We haven't done the baths, but I think baths it can be easily done. We can do the baths because we did it last year. We did it in a couple of days. We did it all in a couple of days. When I said I went last year, someone said, "Oh no, you didn't. You didn't go last year because no one could." And that's practically called me a liar and said, "You didn't go." That's never mind.
lockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we went anyway because somehow we managed to go anyway. There was only 4 people.
What, just a quick tour?
Yeah.
I did you?
Yeah, for the Tangley tours. Yeah, it was only there was no priest on it. It was just 4 people basically.
And what, you stayed at the hotel?
Yeah, this hotel.
This hotel?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, right.
And I told someone this today, and they said, no, you didn't. I'm not going to argue with you. You didn't.
You perhaps did, because it was, no, I'm not saying you didn't. You did, because it was that time where you were allowed out.
Yeah, towards middle end, like I think it was like, October and September. I don't know when we had the last lockdown.
I can't remember. But it ended, didn't it?
Yes, there was a little period.
gap.
It ended. No one remembers that bit.
Yes.
There was and then it came back. Was the third or second lockdown? Did we have third or second lockdown?
First lockdown was March, wasn't it? It ended.
Yeah. How many lockdowns have we had?
2 and then we had another one, didn't we? 2 after we went back to school.
I think.
And then did we have one at the beginning of the year?
Was it December, October? Yeah. October and November and
December.
I mean, in December it kind of opened up a little bit. Yeah, but it wasn't that open. But yeah, it was November. It was in October. It was come. We didn't get to go, but I
Was
think
much open? Was it a bit dead?
actually it was a bit more shops open last year. Really,
Yes,
there seems to be more closed. Which is odd. I don't know, but it's very quiet. Very quiet.
Very good.
Very good. No queues. Well, there's hardly any queues, so you can have baths. It's a nice little thing.
8:30 you're leaving in the morning.
Yeah, to don't get to the holy blessing.
You have to get things done. You have to get up early to get things done.
I do have thoughts to do that, but I don't do it. Whenever one
My mum making me do it, so that's how I'm doing it. You've got to do this. I didn't do last night because I was too tired, but this. I'm going to do the rest,
Maybe, we'll see.
Sometimes you do have to catch up on your sleep though, don't you?
I think last year I did do all the things. I think it was the same amount of time we spent last year. I don't know actually how we managed to go to class, but we managed it. In between that little gap when everything was, there was a little gap where it was no lockdown or anything for a while when it came back. We shouldn't really have had that gap. Then we wouldn't have had the second lockdown, I guess. That was a bit negative. Or maybe it was. What's that? I don't know.
Oh, just my tablet.
It wasn't nice the first one, was it?
No. And everybody probably didn't want to go out after when they thought it was ended because no one would. Oh yeah, when they had the first tier group, number tier 1, number tier. That was the gap. That was a bit stupid, wasn't it? Having tiers everywhere. This is 1, this is 2, this is 2. I think Brighton was on number 3. And then, but we were not in Brighton, so I don't even know how that counts. If you leave Brighton, you're not in the tier group.
So when are you leaving it then?
What I'm doing then,
It made no sense.
I don't know where you're going, but the group is having mass in their own place in Maximilian Colby Church. But me and him are going down to the international mass tomorrow morning. Yeah.
No, you see, I'm all on my own. Yes, that's why you came to be with me.
Oh, you're going to the national mass?
So he's leaving me?
Yeah.
Well, you
Down
I've got a friend.
Are you going to, where are you
Do you want
going?
to go to the national
With Bernadette? With me?
Yeah, you don't want the international, no.
No, I'll be with
Oh,
Bernadette.
that's all right. That's all right.
Where are you going?
I'm happy now I've got rid of 2 women.
Are you going to the international mass? You want to go to the international mass or normal mass?
Feeling that man down.
You know that international mass
Yeah.
where everybody goes down in the big. You go down.
Underground.
You go
When
down.
you going there?
I'm going there tomorrow morning.
What time?
What time, please?
I think it's 9:30, I think.
9:30. Internal. I know what you mean. Down that
That's the one, yeah.
underneath. We're going underground.
Yeah, your mum would like to go to that, would she? Yeah.
Nikki, we're doing
And then I'm doing the stations across.
Oh, we're doing the bar. Oh, I don't know. Wherever my mum
Yeah,
does,
but
I
if you
do.
want, I have the book. If you
Very
book.
good.
If you want.
And what about
And there's always next year and next week.
No,
You can do
I want the
whatever.
portraits.
That's nice.
I have faith in
Nice to do
it.
that to you, really, above now, isn't it?
Yeah, I hope there's no lockdown or anything next year. I hope everything's more free. Yeah, I do. For everybody's sake.
You appreciate things a bit.
Yeah. Since someone says lockdown, you get more anxiety. I had to go walk on my own for life because anxiety came down. I don't know why.
Yeah,
It
but
just,
could you
Yeah.
wait, what's on when
Sometimes you
what's
don't
on,
always know
what's
what
on
it's
after dinner?
yeah.
Now, 2 o'clock to walk.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you're not married to this
What time does confession start?
Oh, in God's eyes you are.
And then tomorrow,
You're supposed to come, you didn't. And that was Douglas Cameron. That's a rather posh name. Douglas Cameron.
Well, I don't mind.
No, Douglas Cameron's my dad.
Yeah, that's a
And
very
he's
nice.
married. He's married to my dad. He's been married
I
to
married my dad, but the second one got
In
She's got a new
second
one.
floor
I don't
up,
know.
isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, she doesn't
The
know.
second
Oh, we haven't
floor
met
up
him
at,
yet.
where the
well,
confessions
as
are.
far
The
as I
second floor
know,
up.
that's my dad.
There for nice.
The comedian. As far as I know.
Douglas Cameron is the That's a lovely name. Douglas Cameron.
Yeah, and I'm Nikki Cameron, so it's like,
Cameron's a very nice
yeah, I think I'm kind of like Scottish or something.
My new husband and I, we are holy. We're going to be like You've not met him yet, though? No. I met him twice, but I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
I'm not connected.
So Thursday there's the Mass at the Grotto at 8:30. And then
Are
there's
you into the
Jason-
internet? Not really.
Not really.
Not really. No,
No,
it's not your thing.
No, I do.
if you and Davina want to do the whole thing.
FaceTime until
Yeah, because I
some of the
short
people
version here
travelling
in
and
the
and I'll just
Yeah.
do that.
Facebook or Facebook?
No, I don't
No, you
do
don't. Oh God, you don't want to be Facebook has turned into something totally different. Pardon?
My daughter doesn't do it. She's
No, I don't do it.
Actually, my
No,
sons, I don't.
I didn't do Facebook. No, thank you. Never been into Facebook.
Yeah, all right,
to tell you
all right,
the
yeah.
truth. Never been
But
into
anyway,
it.
tomorrow morning
Never
you're
been
doing
my
your
cup
own
of
thing.
tea.
No, that's all I have. Or go on it and find or Google things. You know, if I want to find out something.
Play up tomorrow morning.
Where are you going? Nothing about. But I knew what you're doing. I know what you see people doing.
Play up
I
tomorrow
didn't know you were
morning.
doing the live.
I like to do live.
things.
I used to film with my
That's the right
camera, but
proper
then
order. You
I thought I'll just do it live and it records anyway, so I can do both.
What do you want, Nikki? We can go there.
Well, I don't watch back. What's the point? But I can. if I want.
busy. Nice.
Like family.
What's
people used to
tomorrow
record their
Wednesday?
little children.
Yeah.
Hi.
Like a vlog or diary or whatever you call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we'll go for the water, Nikki.
Yeah, okay, we'll do whatever you want, Mum.
But if you've got time, we'll go to this one.
We can do whatever you want, Mum.
After the blessing.
That's really nice. That's what I said.
Very good to your mum.
Yes, I just said.
You wish your daughter was like
She might get
She tells me
Look,
what I
she's
have.
too well looked after.
Oh, you got my purse.
Yeah,
You can have it. You can have it. You can have that. You can have it. No, I don't want it. I don't use it really.
I don't need this thing. What?
She tells me what I got, all the good lighting and everything. She tells me all this.
She's very good to you, isn't she?
Oh yes, we are very close. One day I was crucified by the priest, and then she bought a ticket for somebody who didn't go. So I go because I need healing, because no one's going to heal me.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to America on Monday.
You're very lucky to have her. Very lucky.
We're
brothers
lucky.
and sisters, Nikki.
Yeah, they're all older than me.
Oh, you're the youngest.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the baby.
Yeah. Yep. My sister's in Bath. She's got a 19-year-old kid, but he's gone off to university now. Left recently, I think in September or something. Gone now.
I packed one bag, tiny
Not
one.
that. It wasn't
I'm
that
not
long
going to
ago.
take it up. I'm not going to take it up the
Nice,
plane.
isn't it? It's a nice bar. Nice place.
Yeah, Bath. Yeah.
Very nice.
Why? Because I got
We're planning to go in December to visit Helen.
You've got a brother as well, have you?
Yeah, but he lives with
one
us.
for daddy.
Oh, he lives with you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one that's looking after your dad?
Yeah.
Well, no, you see that big French.
I come up to your end.
Wasn't it nice to see that big French crowd in this morning?
Just added, it made
Made a difference.
Made a difference, didn't it?
It was about 500 or 600.
2 o'clock.
I sort of thought, I thought that, did you? It does.
Even
So obviously we
singing.
do like the buzzer bit then, don't we?
Yeah, and yeah, we
just got a few things to buy. We finish, don't we?
Yeah.
When it's hot stuff, then.
So we just leave
Yeah,
it.
then I suppose we do like the first.
Yes.
Kissing us.
And there was,
I got this bottle, but I can't find it.
another group there that were advertising or they're going for getting ready for the international youth in Lisbon next year, 23, yeah. Oh, well, she's not, I don't think she wouldn't bother with the youth now, would she?
Would she?
It's 2023 in Lisbon.
Oh, we can go to the water thing, don't we?
Lisbon in Leicester.
We can go to Madrid.
What's at 5 again?
You've never been there?
What did he say at 5?
We were there.
No, I knew you were going to do that. Let me take a guess.
We were there when we were in
What did he-
Fatima.
No, I'm not there to take a
When
guess.
we were in Fatima, we had
What did he
to
say?
When you went to Fatima, when you went, where is it then?
What did he say?
Yugoslavia.
Portugal.
Portugal, yeah.
I said that, didn't I? She just copied my answer, Sean. She copied me.
Portugal, yeah.
Yeah, no, we know.
They were there, they had the fleeces and all. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I can't hardly.
Are you going to have wine?
You could do the rosary in Bath Rose, that's nice.
Huh?
Are we doing confession?
Yeah, that'd be nice, yeah.
We did already yesterday.
I don't get to do it. Oh, good, I don't get to do it again
We
today.
can go to
What
the
will our
water
intentions for that? If we get our intentions.
we
That's the
do
rosary,
water.
if we have intentions,
The
yeah.
rosary, the
We'll
water,
have to
then
read that.
tomorrow we can go to tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
In Bath
We're
Rose.
doing it today, the water, then by the looks of it.
Huh?
That looks like where you go, isn't it?
All right, yeah.
And then we can go to the national thing tomorrow. We do the water today, then we can go to the national mass.
Yeah, you might like the international mass.
Yeah. Where everybody does, all the
Yeah, they do,
countries.
yeah. Oh, yeah. It's nice.
What was going on in Fatima? There was a big thing went on a couple of days ago.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm there to what time?
What's going on in Fatima?
What went on in Fatima this year? There was something big went on a couple of days ago.
You want to go on
But there probably was on
the
maybe, I think maybe
on the coach trip tomorrow.
the 17th of October, maybe her last apparition.
Oh, so, because there was a whole big crowd went
It may
there.
well be. It may, I'm not, I won't.
Listen, she's going to come round and tell you about it.
You want to put your name down?
What is it?
Wait till she comes and tells you about it.
You want it?
What is it?
Coach tomorrow.
For what? But what is it?
Sorry.
What is it? It could be.
She's going to come round and tell
You
you.
don't know what coach trip it is. See him, Mum. You sign, don't sign anything you don't know, Mum. You could be signing your life away. Or signing the contract to the.
What is it? What are you supposed to put down?
I don't know.
That's all right. I got no money.
Never sign anything.
No, do you? Yes, I didn't know anyway.
It's just pasta and.
Nikki, you going tomorrow morning? What time tomorrow morning? What time tomorrow
It's afternoon. Afternoon.
Oh, this is.
Afternoon.
Yeah, we're going this afternoon. You better sign them.
No, tomorrow.
We need the B word. We need the
I don't know. Do we need to sign it?
That'd be good, yeah. Pasta.
Celiac. Yeah.
Okay.
Sign it, you see. Thank you.
You can get gluten-free pasta now in lots of places now.
Every meal, non-gluten. They have to get it on there.
They don't know. I don't think they have anything gluten-free in America, in France. They must have something. Someone must be gluten. What's this? What we're signing for?
People that go on the tomorrow to go on the coach to where Bernadette.
Do you want to go to Bernadette?
I got them.
Oh, we've signed
No,
already.
only me.
It's
Oh.
€14.
Oh, 14 euros.
Bernadette was born.
Shall I give you the money? Give him.
Up below there.
Where is it? Is that
You want to go to Bernadette? See Bernadette?
What is there?
To go to church to see Bernadette?
Yeah, we've been. We don't need to go.
Oh yeah.
You've never been before, you might want to see Bernadette.
You should go.
No, she was born here.
Yeah,
in
okay.
She spent time out there with a foster
When's this then?
mother.
Tomorrow on the
Oh,
coast.
we're going that way.
Foster mother, yeah.
I just put my name down, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I put where I was.
Yeah, cool, yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's a relic, there's a relic, yeah. There's a relic.
It's about 14
But then again, if
euros.
you were on foot, you could go up and see the sheep.
I thought it would come with a tour, because usually you don't have to pay for it. But I guess,
Yeah.
because I think you just take a small trip. There's another place you can go with I'll send you, and it has fountains. And do you know this place where I don't know, I've forgotten the name, but it's mountains and fountains and a small little place.
Nikki, put your name down.
Yeah, I did put my name down.
Giovanni.
When did we have to pay you? Now?
On the coach.
On the coast.
Where's your name?
I put it there.
Where?
Somewhere around there. My name is there. It's signed.
Not there.
Yes, Mom. It's fine.
I put it down.
I didn't put my name
Where?
there. Here, sorry. Yeah, I put my name.
Oh, gosh.
Can I just take the pen, please?
The pen.
Okay.
So thank you.
For this afternoon,
Yeah.
You know those.
I'm doing the walking tour at 2 downstairs. Are any of you interested in doing it? Or are you
Yeah.
I'm hoping to do it at 2, but I think Father's coming with me, so he's not here
Give
yet.
or take 2 o'clock.
Give or take 2.
Yeah.
If you're not doing that or afterwards, the rosaries at 3 at the grotto in English. Confessions start at 3:30 in English.
And water, what time is the water?
All day, that's available all day.
Thank you.
The Blessed Sacrament procession is at 5, but it's in the underground basilica like you saw yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think that's all.
Thank you. Do you want to go? What do you want to do, Mum?
Can we have passion over at Hartree?
It starts after the rosary.
Oh, right. Is that every day?
Every day.
Okay, lovely.
You just have to wear a mask when you go in there.
Thank you.
Oh, that's
Thank you very much.
Yeah. It's all working out.
Yes, thank you. What's that sauce?
Just tomato with herbs, I guess. Well, that's all I can taste. Anyway.
Thank you very much.
Bit bitter, isn't it?
I'll have a bit of bread. Thank you.
Oh yeah, we got you.
Thank you.
So we don't
There's
want
some
to
butter there. Or, some butter? Take it. Oh,
Thank you.
you can buy some butter in the supermarket.
Give me another one. Please.
Every day. There we are.
I have to change my thing again. Get a plug. It's gone already. Already used it. I have to get another one.
Are you going to go get some more?
They're up in my room.
Are you going to go?
I just.
What's that there? Sanskrit. Oh, you got it.
Oh, I haven't got it. Have I got it? Oh, did I? I left it. Oh, don't tell me I left it in the room. I left my key in the room. Boom.
I think it's messages. Do you have a carer for your husband?
A what?
A carer for your husband?
I am a carer.
Oh, you're the carer.
But I don't get paid for it. No, my husband, new husband's supposed to be a carer. But he's sick. He's sick.
The new one that's been carer, but she's not met him yet. Nikki, your carer.
No, I'm her carer. You never get life.
Hello. I knew I should have got a couple of them, but I gotta get a, I'm gonna use all my power banks away, and I've got, not got it. I have to go get a plug, and then a plug, to plug the plug. I haven't got any English plugs, darn it! Plugs, plug into my English. And then I'm gonna, the letter K in there. No, that was probably my letter K. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna, I need to plug. Could have bought two of the big ones. Oh, we just got the lightweight ones, which... Another one of these, I should have I bought more. Yeah, I have got it more in the... It's not going to last it. Oh, I should have unplugged that. Oh, God. I don't know if it's going to last. They don't last that long, do they? Should have more of those, but I can't remember. And two's going to last me. Two power banks are going to last me. It's no better than... That was it? No, I more than that. More power banks. One of them could last. Not two, but three. I'm doomed. That's dead. One is dead. This is dead as well. Oh no! Oh no, I have to get a power bank today. I lost my power bank. Shite. Right, let's see if I can got any more power banks. Oh, buy a few power banks. One more power bank, but it isn't going to last 5 seconds. You need another power bank. Got one more extra power bank, there must be somewhere around. Well, two more, and I need some. I don't know how long this is going to last. I'm going to have to go to the and get a few power banks. No power banks. I've got more power banks. No more power banks, so I'll find the power. When I find them, I'll find them. A few more power banks. Hi. Hello. Oh no! My key! Oh, bugger.
Let's go to reception. Ask
This is the phone. Oh no, it's not going to end well. Oh, this is not going to end well. Hello. You right?
So you were waiting for the guard.
So we had to keep going down, and then eventually he ran off with his machine gun.
Yeah. But they could have moved you to another room. They didn't.
The thing is, that there's no staff really.
Yeah, that's
I'm going to get more power banks. I should have bought 2 of the big power banks.
Well, you would have acted.
Yeah, we walked, yeah.
Where's Victoria?
Got half an hour to get a couple of power banks.
Oh, it's all right.
I doubt it there's going to be any power banks.
Enjoy it, it's lovely.
Hope so, yeah. Okay, see you later.
Don't think there's going to be any power banks. Well, I had enough before 5, 1 big one and 5 power banks can do it. Didn't even last me 2 days. Yeah, I need more power than I bought. 1 day and a bit and last. Power banks for 1 day and a bit. Gee. What's the nearest shop where I can get a power bank, please? A nearest shop for a power bank, phone, power bank.
Oh, I don't know, you have to go downtown.
Oh, downtown. Oh, that's okay. Thank you. Oh, I'm gonna run out of power today. Today is when I run out of power unless I can get a English plug. I need to find an English plug. That'd be good. The power bank and English plug. I'm gonna have to find a plug. I've got English. Oh, I have got English plug. I have. I think I have got an English plug. So I might make it. If I can. But the keys. That's the main thing. Oh God. Five, 6, 7.
Attendez, c'est pour aller?
C'est pour aller?
Yeah.
You're going down?
1?
No, I'm going up.
Oh.
I'm going up.
Oh, you go up. You go ahead.
No, you stay
sure?
there. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem, darling, don't worry.
I was gonna find where my mum is. Don't know where my mum is. Well. And I lost. Do you know where the rest
I
of
lost my purse in the...
You lost your purse where?
At the...
Oh. Did you lose all the keys as well?
No.
Because I put my key, I locked the door and the key was in the thing again. Oh, right. I forgot. Oh, yeah, help me find your purse. And do you know where all the power banks are?
Yeah. I don't know, look for it.
I don't need to look for it. One.
I thought I had it. I just lost my purse.
Oh, first, excuse me, thank you. lost your purse? Did you lose it in? Did you?
perdu? A purse. Have you seen a purse I dropped here?
They found one.
Where?
They have found one.
Where?
Yeah.
Somewhere around.
So who found it?
I did also. Excuse me. Did you find a purse?
Yeah.
Uh,
If I find, I don't find.
I don't know. If I find.
Qu'est-ce qu'elle a oublié?
Did you find a purse? No, you didn't find.
Who found it?
I don't know, one of the waitresses.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You right?
The purse? The purse?
I don't see.
Yes, no, somebody gave it to you. Somebody gave it in.
No.
Somebody handed it in.
Yes, the lady.
Yeah.
No,
This lady
she
here.
lost his mask.
This lady here.
Ah.
I lost the purse just now.
No, I don't see.
But he said you picked it up. Oh. Did you pick it up?
I didn't pick it up, no. Somebody picked it up and handed it in to somebody.
A purse.
Blue.
Ah, you find her? Yeah, dis donc.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mercy, thank you.
Thank you very much. C'est Philippe. Thank you.
Mercy, thank you. Mercy's right, isn't it? Thank you, Mercy. Ah. That was a bit of a
Going up, are you going up?
I'm going up.
Oh, where are you going?
I'm going to. Oh, you want to go up first?
Oh, do you want to go up? You go down, I'll go up. Where did you put the power banks?
Where is it?
Oh, don't worry.
Where is it? You want it down? I haven't got the keys.
I haven't got the keys.
Oh, you better go get the keys then.
Oh, not again.
One.
Forget it. I don't need it.
Huh?
I don't need one.
You have to have the card.
To get. Oh.
I'll go get the card and get the keys.
I can't. This is the 5th millionth time we did it. Yeah, it's fine.
They are all the same price, so could you? Yes, of course, of course, of course. Oh, I already done your account.
Yeah. You wrapped it up for me.
Yes, I did.
Because I was going to a suitcase.
See?
Yeah.
Our lady is there.
Oh, that's nice, a black one there. How much is that one?
Do you know where you can get these ones? In a shop where you can get power banks?
Oh, power banks I
No.
don't have here.
Oh, go get it.
Try in the shop in front of here.
Okay,
Not
thank
in
you.
the street.
Go get the card and I'll get it for you.
Oh, I've this is the 50 millionth time the cut. Oh, this is embarrassing. I left I put the card in the thing and the door slammed in the room. Could I have 221? Sorry. No, 221.
221.
Yeah, sorry. Just as I put the door slammed before I got the key, it was like one of those. Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Nikki,
Yeah?
is it up yet?
I got,
Have you got it?
yeah.
It's good. Is it slow?
Yeah, we've got half an hour. Ooh. Haven't got that much time, have we? Love you, Mum.
I thought I had it here, just a power bank.
Oh, well, it's not there. Maybe got it in there. Have you got it
Yeah,
in?
note. No.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
That's the wrong one.
And then they were doing up and down, up and down.
I found a smaller cross ahead. Aha!
What you were gone?
You're right. Yes. Where are you going now?
They're probably, they're just going down there. Oh.
Yeah. Other way round. Other way round. Hello.
Yeah. Don't let me forget. Because we'll be doing the was it, is that where all, no, that's, oh, where did it all go? Dead. Dead. I need to. Not there, I guess. In a black bag you put it, didn't you?
There's a power bank here.
No, they don't work. These ones, well, these ones don't
These,
work.
that work.
No, they're all dead. I have to put them. I need a.
These,
Oh, good. Oh, thank God.
is it working?
At least I've got 3 of these. That'll do for today until nobody will work.
And there should be a lot of power banks here.
Work for probably a couple of. Shall I get for tonight? Where's the white? Oh, can I borrow?
Borrow what?
Oh, I've already got one of those. Oh. Fine, fine. It'll work for a couple of days, hopefully.
10% off, so I got. Is it working?
Yeah, it's working.
Have you got enough money?
Yes, thank you.
You got enough power bank?
Yes, thank you.
Wait for me.
Oh, no, I'm not going anywhere, Mum. What are you looking for?
My purse I lost
Again.
Here. I lose everything. You need a power bank?
No, I don't need a power bank. I think
Right?
I'll be fine for now.
Why don't you power it here? Oh, we haven't got the...
Yeah, I saw that. I'll sort those plugs out later on. We got.
Have you got plugs for it?
Yeah, I have a plug. See, where's your plug? You, the white plug you showed me before. But then I need a.
These.
Oh, don't worry about it.
You got that?
I haven't got a Where's the English plug you had it? Oh, don't worry. We'll sort it out later on.
I've got plenty plugs here. Just hold on. Which are these?
Yeah,
This one?
Yeah. I just need an English plug, but I don't have any the power. Oh, don't worry. I'll deal with it later on. Later on, I'll deal with it. Doesn't have to be done right now.
Okay, let me just go to the toilet. I've got plenty power banks, but I can't find it.
No, we'll find it later on. Don't
You
worry.
got enough?
Yeah, I got enough. Thank you.
We can go, oh, this is too big. We can go this afternoon, can't we? And then we go to masses tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good girl, aren't you?
Mm.
Got everything?
Yes, thank you.
Let's go then. Where's the card?
What card?
Door card.
Oh, it's in the door.
You want tea?
No, ma, thank you. Thank you. Let's go. Ugh, sorry.
I already have plug to plug it in.
No, well, never mind. We'll do
I used to use the tablet.
Yeah, the tablet one. We'll do it in a minute. Later when we get back. Got plenty of time. Don't worry. Plenty.
No one knows what a purse is.
What's a purse? They must know what a purse is. They've just been.
I think I got enough now. I haven't got.
Oh, isn't it?
I haven't got €30. I think that flying cross would be fine.
Oh, 15 euro, 15.
Uh,
We'll get more euros. What happened to all
no, we've got plenty euros. I've given 3 priests €20 and that's it. I'm not giving any more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wrong place, darling. We're giving the rest, they can do it. I gave 3 priests 20, 20, 20. That's enough. Hey.
Yeah.
done 3 masses and 3 photos this morning. I'm just checking Linda's okay with her tour and then I'm the office for a bit of admin. I'm going to sit down. I'll have a sit down. Enjoy your day. She's with us, but she's not the only, so that's fine. Hello, you're a little early, but that's fine. You stay there until everyone's ready to go.
Are you taking us? Where? Have you been before?
You probably have, who knows? Go with the flow, go with the flow.
You've got your walking shoes on, it's a bit of a walk.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a hill as well.
Yeah.
You manage uphill, yeah?
She did that big rocky thing in Fatima Hill. That rock.
Not hill, it was
A mountain or whatever.
flat hill. Flat.
Oh, well.
Oh,
It's a long station of a crossing.
Well, she's done things good, but most people wouldn't have to do anyway, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We're not seeing a film today, are we?
No. It's we're walking this afternoon.
But you probably know what you're talking about, the film and the museum and all that type of thing. Yeah.
The museum is closed this year, so we can't go to
Ah.
the museum.
Yeah, but there's usually like a film and museum and
Yeah.
walk around and some. It's all different. You can with here you can do different type of things, and you know.
Yeah. I'd say you've done this tour before, though.
Pardon?
Where I'd say you've done it before.
No, I didn't.
Probably have. You just probably don't. Probably have this thing.
Maybe with the coach, yeah, not walking.
Oh yeah, we did a coach.
No, you can't.
Oh no, there was another coach where you can go where you see all the where. Oh, I was thinking of maybe that's not Lord's, maybe that's something else. And there's another one where there's a fountain, and you go up in the mountain.
That's out of Portugal.
Is it? Are you sure there's not one here where you go up in the mountains and there's a water fountain?
Yeah, that's Gavarni.
Gavarni, are you sure?
That's closed this year, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's Gavarni. Yeah, oh yeah, that's it.
You've already been to the Mission Boxing.
Yeah.
Somebody take that. What about?
Yeah, you can walk it, Mum. You've done lots of things. You can do.
I need.
Oh, do you want to walk it? Do you want to? I mean, it's a question of do you want to, Mum?
Yes, I do. I haven't been with them.
Yeah, just do the thing.
Sorry, I didn't see that, Bill.
Mike, actually, but I haven't got my badge on. We've got
We're
running an afternoon off this afternoon. Thank you.
This is Bill.
Oh, that's cool. I'm getting everybody mixed up. This is Mark. Who knows who is who? Sorry?
I don't know. They introduced
You don't know
me.
who you are either, do you?
Eric, Ansel, excellent. Professor on promenade.
We're going to see, this one, we're going to get a lot of you know.
€100 there's enough in it for
Yeah.
the 2 days.
Yeah, we're going to always take some more money out, John. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can you order me a table? A table sprayer.
Altar.
Yeah.
If you see an altar, we can look for a nice one, whatever you want, an
They
altar.
haven't got it yet.
If you don't have an altar, we'll find it.
Sprayer.
Yeah.
I got a cross, I got a cross and I got the Our Lady and
In Fatima, they have altars a lot. There's still a lot of those in there, and some places there's still a lot of altars.
Well, he's just not here this week because it's half term, he's with his children, but yeah, he'll be here quite a bit of July. Yeah.
you're good, you haven't even had a Coke yet.
Nope.
Oh, sorry.
That's why, I think that was wine you drank. That's why it's
What
so
wine?
funny. That's alcoholic,
I didn't-
non-alcoholic wine.
I didn't drink
She
what?
got one like you got.
What wine?
Then you
Wine?
gave me and the
Wine? I don't drink. I don't like the taste. Well, I would know what I'm drinking if it's alcohol. It wasn't wine, Mum.
what was the other one?
It was sparkling water. I gave you a ring. It wasn't wine, Mum.
That thing Julian wanted, what do you call it?
Snaps.
They don't have it going back. I know they're coming. It's snaps.
Mm.
I told you to give some to the coach people, but who's going to collect it? They're not going to collect them. You know,
Yeah.
I only gave 15 briefs. Yeah.
Mm. We have to put our masks on in the on not now, but when we get into the coach.
We're not getting on a coach.
Oh, we're walking. I keep. Why do I think we're getting on a coach all the time?
We're walking.
Yeah, we're walking.
Car.
Oh, we're thinking. Yeah, because before we used to go to two places by coach. One, there was a water fountain. I don't know where that. I've forgotten that one. And there was another place. Yeah, there's this place here where. Have you ever been here before?
No, never.
Oh.
You enjoying it?
So far, so good, yeah. Only the first night was really. Last night
It was a bit rough because you tired and you think you're going to get up when you expect to wake up and you're waking up.
The problem is,
Yeah.
I work during the night.
Oh dear.
For me, days are nice and nights are
Yeah, that must be. Whew. Are you a doctor or something like that?
No. I work in the post, short mail in the night for morning delivery.
That must be a bit tiring when you're not working. It must be hard on the body. Do you know what I mean?
Very drowsy.
Because you get used to sleeping at night, don't you? I mean, not in the daytime, and waking up.
It's like on and off, it's okay. But this is continuously for the last 18 years.
18 years. Hard.
So for me, it's complete change of time. So my body clock is different from the normal people.
Do you ever get to see daylight? Do you ever get to see daylight when you're working? You do sometimes? Yeah.
No, daytime I'm home. Like Saturday, Sunday, weekends, I'm
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
But my Saturday
Yeah.
is still going to sleeping.
Yeah, it's like,
In the evening I go to church. Go to church, yeah?
yeah.
Come back.
Tired, I know. It's like body clock. That's the time is more wearing on the body than. Oh, hello. Hello, I'm Nikki.
Oh, Nikki.
Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you.
I know you, Nikki.
You know me?
I was looking for you yesterday.
Oh, thank you.
Is it not
Where
Nikki?
did you go this morning after?
We went for Mass.
Yeah.
Then we went, where did we go? Bless the Sacrament.
Oh.
Light the candle
I didn't go.
and come back. For
Go to
lunch.
confession.
No, tomorrow.
We managed to do quite a lot yesterday. We did confession, we did the holy water.
Confession yesterday.
Yeah, we did confession.
We went and collected all our water.
Because if you only got a few days, you gotta go. Even if you have a whole week, right? You still gotta go. And you do. But you know what I mean.
It's your first time here.
Come,
Did you go to when you go to other tours? Do you go to other places or do you just go to Lord's?
Just Lord's.
Just Lord's, is it? Or you don't go to the you go some. They go. There's one where there's monks and there's like nights.
Up the road here, she was asking.
I didn't know who booked in your group or another group until later.
You said you're up here. You're talking about the monks, isn't it?
Monks, no, that's something. That's up. You have to go right up in the thing, and it's in a cave, and it's like the nights of night. It's a long drive. It's not.
Have you been there before?
Yeah, well, it was on. Yeah, I've been there before, but I think it's like in France somewhere near Lourdes somewhere. I don't know.
Where are we going tomorrow?
We don't know yet.
I don't know. It's a mystery.
Timetable.
It's on the timetable they gave you.
It's not on the timetable. This one a trip, is it?
No, it's just like little. I think probably no. I got a feeling in one of my trips I probably have been on a walking tour somewhere. Must be somewhere.
It's going to put me off going up the hill.
Don't be put off. You can do whatever you think and you can do it. Don't let people put you off. Just because someone says you can't do it doesn't mean you can't do it.
Where are we going now?
We're going on a tour. Yeah, we're going on a walking tour to see Bernadette walking tour thing, I think, or something like that. Yeah, we're just if you want to.
Then after that, I think I'm going to go place.
Oh, have you been to the museum before?
There's the museum.
And they have a little show in a museum and you can look at all the...
Where is it?
I've forgotten where the museum is, but it's closed, so you can't, but you haven't been there then? No, they just show you...
Sometimes I don't remember.
Yeah, I know. I'm like that guy. Oh, whatever. Have I been here? What? That's life.
That's right.
So I have to re-go again, just to remember. Did I go again? No.
There's another two coming. Where are they? Yeah, the one the Irishman.
I don't know.
Where's the Irishman?
I don't know, Mum. Hi. Have you been to Lord's before?
Have I been to?
Yeah, loads of times.
Loads of times, but you.
Yeah, I've been to Lord's loads of times as well. So you've been on this tour bit, we're talking tour. Pardon? Yeah. Have you been to the museum?
No, we haven't.
You haven't been, I mean, not this year, but other year times.
Anyone coming on the walking tour? If you'd like to follow me, please.
Mom, we're going. Let me walk with you, Mum.
I was looking for you today. I didn't see you.
You coming?
I was inside. More umbrella for yourself. That's extremely good.
Yeah. I got everything now. I got the Eagles line. We have a cross, Our Lady.
Where are you going, Mum?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to go on the walking tour. We are going to make our way first of all to the Bowley Mill, which is where St. Bernadette was born. We will continue up a hill up to the castle, which is where St. Bernadette lived during the apparitions. And if you still have energy and interest, we can go to the parish church. The parish church is closed at the moment for restoration, but the doors are open so we can get into the baptismal font in which Bernadette was baptised. We're going to be passing by lots of shops. I would ask you please not to go into them, because just out of respect for everyone, I'd ask you to stick together as a group. If you see anything nice in any of the shops, I can give you directions back to it. But just if it's okay, I prefer to keep everybody together so I don't lose anybody, please. Okay, so this is my parasol today. It's not going to rain.
I don't think we've been here, darling.
I don't know, Mum. I have no idea where we've been, Mum. Not a clue. Is it me, or there's more shops closed this year than last year? There was more shops open for some odd reason.
When were you here last year?
Oh, I don't know, I can't remember, but it was in the when we had a little gap.
Yeah, this is kind of the end of the season, so probably by next week they'll all be closed.
Yeah.
Last year though, yeah, very few of them were open last year.
Only 4 people came. Well, it was only 4 people, so.
Where did you stay last year?
In the same hotel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we met.
Yes.
We met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. No idea. I don't know. French. Lots of French up there. We're getting on the coach. We're just stopping here, ladies and gentlemen, because I want to show you this lady. There's a photograph here of Sister Bernadette is her name. And Sister Bernadette is the last person to have her cure deemed as a miracle here in Lourdes. So she's number 70, as you can see. Sister Bernadette came to Lourdes in 2008 with her diocesan pilgrimage from the Diocese of Beauvais, quite close to Paris. At that time she had chronic back trouble. She'd always had back trouble all through her life, but it got steadily worse. It ended up that she was in a wheelchair. She had leg braces, a back brace. She was on morphine patches. She had morphine patches, and she was in a lot of pain. So she came with her local diocese. She did everything that every other diocesan pilgrimage, or even that you will do while you're here. So she went to Mass each day, she went to the baths, she took part in the torchlight procession, went to confession, but the highlight of her pilgrimage was the Blessed Sacrament procession. She really loved the Blessed Sacrament procession. So she went home when the rest of her diocese was going home, and she went back to her convent, and a few weeks later she was thinking back about her pilgrimage to Lourdes, and she thought about the Blessed Sacrament procession, and she just got a warm feeling, and she heard a voice asking her to take off her leg braces and her back brace, which she had never done. So she took them off and she stepped out of her wheelchair, and she hasn't sat in a wheelchair since. Now, when she was cured, she went for a walk with her sister-in-law the next day, and something she'd never done before. She's in her 70s now. But if you claim to be cured while you're here in Lourdes, what you do is, if you're here, you go to your local, or the doctor. There's a doctor in the medical bureau down in the sanctuary. So he will talk to you, and any other doctor who's here in Lourdes will be invited to come and see you as well. And then they start collecting all sorts of medical information about you and about your condition, about treatment that you may have already had. Because if there is any possibility that there was a medical intervention in your healing process, then your cure can't be deemed a miracle. A miracle is only declared if there can be no proof of medical intervention in the healing process. And nowadays, unfortunately, that's a little bit difficult, because if, for example, God forbid, you have cancer, you will probably go to your doctor and he'll put you on some sort of treatment. So they may be able to trace that back. They may say that that treatment is part of your cure. But if they can't find any reason whatsoever why you are cured, fully cured, then your cure is examined and it goes forward to be recognised as a miracle. And as I said, Sister Bernadette was the 70th miracle to be recognised here in Lourdes, even though there are between 5,000 and 6,000 people who have claimed to have been cured here. So all of their files, their medical files, are down in the medical bureau, and they're being examined bit by bit. So I'm number 70. She still comes to Lourdes. She was here about 3 weeks ago. She walks faster than I do now. I saw her going in St. Joseph's Gate, putting her suitcase along. She was flying along, and she just has a sense of grace about her, sense of peace and a sense of happiness. So this is Sister Bernadette. Well, I don't know. I'm out of the, I don't know. So I mentioned to some of you yesterday about the reliquary of St. Bernadette. This is what the reliquary looks like. I told you it looked like a little bit like a tabernacle. So this is the reliquary of St. Bernadette, and that's where they placed the relics once they were removed after the third exhumation of her body. What you can see here is the relics are being taken down to the grotto once a year, usually on the 18th of February, which I mentioned yesterday is the feast of St. Bernadette here in France for some reason, because everywhere else in the world the feast of Bernadette is on the 16th of April, which is the day she passed away. But on the 18th of February, what they do is they take the relics up to the parish church, and then there's a torchlight procession down through the streets of the old town, and it passes by where Bernadette was born and where she lived during the apparitions. It's absolutely beautiful because it's dark and it's cold and it's just lovely, and to see all the candles coming down, and they sing the Ave Maria all the way down from the parish church down. So I don't know how many verses are in that hymn, but they keep singing anyway, but it's beautiful. And so here they're taking Bernadette down. Her reliquary is left on the altar in the grotto for maybe an hour. People can pray in front of it, and then it's moved back up to the crypt. So we keep going. Very difficult to shout with the mask. Stop here and just show us the castle. Here briefly to point out the castle, or the Chateau Fort. If I took down my umbrella you get a better view. As I mentioned on the coach to some of you yesterday, they're not sure exactly when the castle was built, but there is written evidence of an old fortress being on this mountain or rocky outcrop here, dating back to the 3rd century, so it was built by the Romans. It has been the scene of many a siege since then, and it has been taken over during the War of Religion. In 778 there was a very significant siege here which gave the town its name in actual fact. Charlemagne was on his way back from Spain, and he was coming back to fight, and on his way through Lourdes he decided he would like to capture the castle. Now Murat was looking after the castle at that time, and he decided he wasn't going anywhere. So there was a very long siege, and the only way to get supplies into the castle was to bring them in from outside. There's no running water up there, for example. And so they were struggling inside in the castle and running out of water in particular. And Charlemagne was just waiting patiently for them to surrender. However, one day an eagle flew over the castle and he dropped a fish at Murat's feet. Now Murat obviously wanted to eat the fish, but he decided that instead of eating it he was going to play a little game with Charlemagne, who was outside. So he threw the fish out and he said to Charlemagne, "We have so much food in here, we can throw it away. We're not under any pressure here, everything is great. We're here for the long haul." And so Charlemagne became a little bit, he was very disappointed. There was a bishop, the Bishop of Puy-en-Velay was with Charlemagne at the time, and he decided, he kind of felt that this was a game that Murat was playing, so he pleaded with Murat and he said, "Okay, if you won't surrender to the king of the Franks," Charlemagne was the king of the Franks, "maybe you will surrender to the Queen of Heaven." He said, "I am her servant, you can be her knight." And so Murat decided that he would convert to Christianity. He took the name Laurus, L-O-R-U-S. The castle became known as Laurus, and that name eventually became Lourdes. So that's how Lourdes got its name. The castle flies 2 flags, and then this is Pink October for breast cancer, so that's why there's a pink flag in the middle. The main flag is the French national flag, I should say. Somehow, now I can't explain this, but it acts as a barometer. So if the flag is flying towards the grotto, it's a sign of good weather. If the flag is flying the other way, it's a sign of bad weather. Now, I can't explain that, but it's true, it works. It does work. So, well, it's heading this direction at the moment. Forecast is good. Down at the far, down at the far end, then it flies the coat of arms of the town of York. Nowadays, it's a Pyrenean museum, and over the next few days, if you wish to visit, it's well worth visiting. They have all sorts of old Pyrenean farm machinery and old clothing and anything to do with Pyrenean culture, the mountain culture of this southwestern part of France. In the gardens, they have little miniature replicas of several of the churches in the locality, and from there you get a magnificent overview of the sanctuary and a lovely view of the mountains as well, if it's a clear day. So today wouldn't be too bad. If it's cloudy, there's no point really. You won't see any view up there. So we're going to continue on across St. Michael's Bridge.
No, we haven't. No. Nope.
You got 3 Christmas. 2.
We should have come through this shuttle. But because it's showing up something on the wall.
top of the River Gav in actual fact. The River Gav starts from the highest waterfall in Europe up in Gavarnie, which is about 35-40 miles away from here. It makes its way down through the mountains. It takes a left turn here, down past the grotto, flows through Sampay, flows through Cove, and eventually flows into the Atlantic just north of Bayonne. Now the river doesn't look very big or very deep at the moment, but it's very important to the area for a number of reasons. First of all, it helps to power hydroelectric power stations which generate electricity for all the local towns, and excess electricity generated is fed back into the national grid. Over here we have another hydroelectric power station which is run by the river, if you like, so the river has to turn the turbines, and the electricity that's generated is used in the sanctuary. So the sanctuary is able to generate its own electricity, and that greatly cuts down on costs, as you can imagine. But back in 1858, the River Gav flowed right along in front of the grottos. And at that time, and even still, all the way along the River Gav, there are several spa towns, because they say the water from the river heals such conditions as rheumatism, arthritis, circulatory diseases, blood disorders, problems of the ears, nose and throat, asthma, sinus infections, fertility difficulties, and in fact if you suffer from any of those, some of the local doctors, instead of prescribing you antibiotics, they'll tell you to go for what's called a cure. So to go and bathe in the water for maybe a couple of hours a day for a couple of weeks at a time. Now, as I said, in 1858, the river flowed right along in front of the cave, so right along in front of the grotto. Bernadette dug the spring during the 9th apparition, and when people were claiming to be cured through the intervention of the water, a lot of the cynics said, well, obviously there's some connection between the water from the spring and the water from the river, and we know the water from the river has been healing various medical conditions for years. So the bishop of the time had both bodies of water tested, and he found that even though they flowed side by side at that stage, there was no connection between the two bodies of water. So the water from the river has its healing properties from the minerals it absorbs from the rocks as it makes its way down to the mountains. The water from the spring is not holy water, insofar as it's not blessed like Easter water is blessed, but they describe the water from the spring as spiritual water or miraculous water. So that's the river. Now, last week there was no water covering those stones at all, so there are 118 lakes in the mountains, in the Pyrenees, and some of them are dammed off to allow the water through there, to control the flow of the water to run the hydroelectric power stations. So I reckon they release water from one of the dams there because there's much more water now than there used to be. Incidentally, you all have heard, I'm sure, that the Lourdes flooded in 2012 and again in 2013. This is the river that flooded, in fact. There was an awful lot of snow that winter which melted very quickly. There was a lot of torrential rain around that time, and they reckon that's why the water level rose so quickly. The unofficial reason, possibly the correct reason, is they were afraid one of the dams was going to burst because there was so much water in it. So they released the water and they did not release it. That's the unofficial reason, but possibly the right one, because the water rose so quickly. All of this was flooded. We weren't allowed to cross this bridge. That building there was completely flooded. The underground basilica where some of us were yesterday, that was flooded in 2013. So it wreaked havoc completely on the season we were infected. And if you could accommodation up in the fire, so that's where we are. We're going to continue on. Just past the tree, we're going to take a short turn. So if you're chatting,
Possibly the top of the altar.
Sorry? Yeah. Video.
Or her father in the shop in front of fishing shop.
Yeah. Yeah, the toilets, you know, downstairs. They were thinking they had to chip their way down. Get her out of the toilet. Very eerie, very old, and he was standing outside the hotel and he put his hand out for him. He went over to the river and put his hand out and said to touch the water, but it was still over when it was in the air. So he went back over and he was standing outside the hotel standing and he felt his feet getting really cold and the water was rising that quickly. It was rising that quickly. 5 minutes. Which was else in the taxi without you? Hold them.
Are we 10 and out?
Where are they gone? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, that's good, right?
Yeah, it hasn't come on.
In the 1830s, this was the holy male from the Constable family. So Justin and Claire Constable used to grind corn out in flour for all the locals, and they made quite a good living. They were a middle-class family. Things were going quite well for the family until, unfortunately, Justin had to wholesale his party accident on the outskirts of the town. Now, his wife decided to continue running the mill as it turned on and don't say that education wasn't a priority, but keeping the family afloat was. So, they got on all right, but they knew they were going to need the help of a man around the house just to do the heavier tasks. So very romantically, Claire Castello decided the best way to get a man into the house was to marry off her eldest daughter, Bernard. Because in those days it was taking order to get married. You had to get married first before the next in life was considered. So they made a few inquiries and they found that the man called Francois Subaru was available. He was a master miller, he was a very hard worker, known to be a very good man. And so he was hired to help here in the mill. And he made a huge impression on the lady of the house, on Claire Castello, who thought he would be a perfect match for her eldest daughter. However, Francois had already fallen in love with a much younger daughter, Bernard. Bernard Louise.
No. What's time? What's time?
Francois was 34 and Louise was 16. So Mum wouldn't give her blessing for the marriage, but eventually she had to give in. Because you could see that Francois and Louise really loved each other, really respected each other, they were very united as a couple. And so she gave her blessing. Bishop Laurence kind of believed Bernadette. You have to remember that Bernadette was from the poorest of the poor, the lowest of the low in Lourdes at the time. They often went hungry, nobody wanted anything to do with the family, they didn't want to help out, they were almost invisible here in actual fact. And yet, Bishop Laurence believed Bernadette. He said she wasn't naughty enough to make up stories about seeing a vision. So during the apparitions, he used to ask the parish priest to find out as much evidence as he could as to whether Bernadette was telling the truth or not. Once he got as much information as he could, he was the one actually who authenticated the apparitions of Our Lady to Saint Bernadette here in Lourdes. So while we have to give thanks to Bernadette and Our Lady for us all being here, it was through Monsignor Laurence's help as well, because as I said, he authenticated the apparitions here. The next photograph is Father Perriman, who was the parish priest in Lourdes at the time of the apparitions. And Bernadette had a path beaten to his front door, trying to explain to the parish priest. He kept saying, but we don't know who this lady is. She hasn't told you who she is. As soon as she tells you what her name is, then I can set about having people come here in procession and having a church built and all of that. It wasn't until after the 16th apparition, when the lady said she was the Immaculate Conception, that Father Ferdinand really believed her and was a great support to her and a help to her and her family. This man here is Father Pommier, who was a great support and helped Bernadette as well. Bernadette desperately wanted to receive her first Holy Communion, but in France, before you could do that at that time, you had to know your catechism off by heart in French. Bernadette didn't speak French, she only spoke a local dialect of Patois. So she had no hope of learning her catechism. She used to call herself stupid, and a lot of particularly the religious sisters, used to agree with her and call her stupid in an attempt to keep her in her place. And Bernadette used to say, the only way to get that information into my head is to physically put the book in there. So Father Pommier decided that Bernadette should be allowed to receive her first Holy Communion, so she got special dispensation. And she received her first Holy Communion on the 3rd of June in 1858, between the last two apparitions. It had nothing to do with the fact that she was seeing Our Lady, because that hadn't been authenticated at that time. But he felt that, okay, she might not know her catechism off by heart, but she lives it. She goes to Mass as often as she can, she prays the Rosary all the time, she had a huge devotion to Our Lady. She was kind, loving, helpful, and so that's why he gave her special dispensation. He was also one of Bernadette's confessors. And during the apparitions, when Father Perriman wasn't sure if Bernadette was telling the truth or not, he used to ask her to go to confession. Now, Father Pommier and Father Michael Garricoitz, who you'll hear about on Thursday, they couldn't say what Bernadette said in confession. But they said, as far as we're concerned, this girl isn't lying. She's telling the truth. It's her truth. So we believe her. This is past Markadal, which is the old town square, and here you can see the gable end of the old church of St. Peter. I call it the old church because it's not there anymore. But it was in there that Bernadette used to attend Mass, and it was there also where she was baptised 2 days after she was born. This is the old bridge, which we'll be heading back to. When we're heading back down towards the hotel, we'll cross the old bridge, which Bernadette used to cross on her way down at the time of the apparitions. This is a great photograph because it gives you a better idea of what the sanctuary, the grotto, looked like in 1858. So as you can see, there's no upper basilica, no rosary basilica here. and the river flowed right along in front of the cave. So back in February 1858 it was dull, damp, and it was cold and miserable down there. This is the niche where Our Lady appeared. This is a picture, probably more accurate picture of what the bowling mill looked like when Bernadette lived here. So as you can see, it was quite a big house now. There was still 3 generations at least living there. So, you know, there wasn't an awful lot of space, but it was quite a big house. Cafe Francais was where Bernadette's godmother used to run. It was a cafe and Bernadette used to help her out there. Here we have some of the dignitaries that lived in Nord around the time of the apparitions and were a little bit involved in the story. This man is Commissaire Jacomet. He was the chief of police in Nord at the time of the apparitions. He described himself as a very devout Catholic, but in actual fact he was a thorn in Bernadette's side because he didn't believe one word she said. He said, not my words, his words, if Our Lady is going to appear to anyone, she's going to appear to somebody who's very well respected in the town, who's very well educated, who's quite well off. He said he was a far more likely candidate to see Our Lady than Bernadette was. So what he used to do was, humble as well, forgot that. What he used to do was he would take her to the police station after each apparition. He wasn't arresting her because she hadn't done anything wrong, so he had no reason to arrest her. So he'd take her to the police station. He would make sure to be in his full uniform, as scary as possible. Remember, Bernadette was only 14 during the apparition. And he would ask her questions and write down answers. And luckily, he used to read back the answers at the end of each interview. Because what Bernadette said wasn't what he wrote down. He was so convinced she was lying, he said that she's not going to know the difference between what I'm writing down and what she has told me because she's making it up as she goes along. And he used to try to catch her out. Now, during the apparitions, Bernadette never said she saw Our Lady because she said, who am I to be seeing Our Lady? She used to call her the lady. I'm seeing a lady, and the lady would like a church bill. She would like people to come here for the session. Jacomet tried to catch her out, so he said, so, what did Our Lady say to you today? And Bernadette said, I didn't say it was Our Lady, I said it was the lady. So she used to have to defend herself all the time. Another thing he did, he said, so what's this lady of yours wearing? What does she wear? And Bernadette said she wears a white dress with a blue sash, but he wrote down that she wears a blue dress with a white sash because he didn't think she'd notice the difference. But when he read this back to her, she said, no, that's not what I said. What I said was. So she had to completely contradict the chief of police all the time. This man here is Lacadé, who was the mayor of Lourdes at the time of the apparitions, didn't really believe Bernadette either, but eventually began to believe her as the apparitions went along. Dr. Dozus was a very important man insofar as, well, he was one of the doctors in the town, so he would have been very well respected in the town at the time. But he used to go down, when he'd hear Bernadette was going down to the grotto, he used to go down just to keep an eye on her. He was a Catholic, he did believe, but his main point of concern was Bernadette because she suffered from such poor health all during her life. So he used to go down to keep an eye on her, and from about the 3rd, 4th apparition, the tradition began of giving Bernadette a candle to hold. When Bernadette saw the lady, she used to go into a state of ecstasy, so she was completely oblivious to what was taking place all around her. And but she used to hold a candle. Now, during the 17th apparition, the second last apparition, we're told it lasted between 2 and 3 hours. So Bernadette was holding the candle, candle lighting, obviously. And in the course of the 2 or 3 hours, it began to burn down, and the flames were burning Bernadette's palms, the palms of her hands. Dr. Dozus wanted to go and blow out the candle to save her from being burned, but people didn't want her distracted, so they held him back. They wouldn't allow him to blow out the candle. So the candle continued to burn down. Dr. Dozus could see the candle was burning her hands. So when Bernadette came around again, when it was clear that the lady had disappeared, he went to give her medical attention, and when he looked at her hands, there was absolutely no sign of a burn whatsoever on her hands. And he said, well, that's impossible. I saw the candle burning her hands. So that has become known as the miracle of the candle, because he said it was impossible, and he said there's definitely something very, very special taking place here. So to have the doctor on her side at that stage was a huge source of sense of comfort to her. Madame Millie in the corner was a commoner, but she married well and she desperately wanted to see Our Lady, as I'm sure everybody else here did at the time. So she tried to befriend Bernadette. She reckoned the best way of seeing Our Lady was to befriend Bernadette and to be really nice to her. So Bernadette during the apparitions lived in the cash hole with 6 of them in the family and 2 beds. They all slept together. They had next to nothing. They often went hungry. But Madame Mille used to try to intercept Bernadette when she'd be on her way back from the grotto, on her way back to the police station, on her way back from church. And she would say, "Lovely to see you, Bernadette. Why don't you come home with me today? I'll give you a lovely dinner tonight, a lovely bed for yourself to sleep in tonight. Tomorrow morning we'll have breakfast, and then if Our Lady calls you, I'll accompany you down and make sure you're safe." Now she did it with a good heart. It didn't work. Bernadette never accepted her very kind offers, and Madame never got to see Our Lady in this one anyway. This photograph here is the last photograph, family photograph of the Subarus before Bernadette left Lourdes for the last time. She left Lourdes in 1866 to go to Nevers, where she was joined religious orders, and she never returned. So this is her the last family photograph. We have Bernadette, this is her mum here, this is her godmother, her sister is behind her dad is there. Here you can see Francois Subaru married Louise Castillo. Louise was 41 when she died, so Bernadette's mum was 41 when she passed away, and believe it or not, Bernadette's mother died on the 8th of December, the Feast of the Immaculate Conception, in 1866, so the year Bernadette left Lourdes. Bernadette wasn't present at either of her parents' funerals, in fact. So down here you can see that the Subarus had 8 children and the eldest was St. Bernadette. Now, in actual fact, the Subarus had 9 children. The last baby only lived for a couple of days, and for some reason, they didn't register the birth of their last child in the mayor's office. So on paper, the Subarus only have 8 children, but in actual fact, they did have 9. Of the 9 children that the Subarus had, only 4 lived past the age of 10. Which is unthinkable nowadays, these days. Here we have Bernadette's family. So this is Francois Bernadette's dad. You can see his left eye is damaged because when he was working in the mill here, a piece of rock stone from the millstone flew up and damaged his eye. So he lost the sight in his eye, which affected his life obviously, but it hugely affected his confidence when he couldn't get a job around the time of the apparitions. I'll explain more about that later. This is Louise Bernadette's mom, as I said, 41 when she passed away. I always think she looks much older in this photograph. I don't know how old she was when this photograph was taken, but she definitely looks older than 41 to me anyway. These 2 ladies are Louise's sisters, so these are Bernadette's aunts. This is her godmother, her Aunt Bernard, and Basile. So all of these live together in this house, so it was a big house, but there were lots of people living there. This is Bernadette, that's the first portrait of the painting. Bernadette, this is Toinette, who was with Bernadette at the time of the first apparition. And this is Dad, Francois, with Bernadette's 2 little brothers, Justin and Pierre. And these were, when we move up to the cachot where Bernadette lived during the apparitions was about 1/3 of the size of this room, I'd say, and 6 people lived there. Francois, Louise, Bernadette, Toinette, and the 2 boys. So they're the ones who lived together at the top in the next section. Down here we have the section dealing with Bernadette's Christian life, if you like, or Catholic life. As I said, Bernadette was baptised in the old church of St. Peter, which doesn't exist anymore, but following the fire in the church of St. Peter, they managed to salvage certain things. One of them being the baptismal font in which Bernadette was baptised. So this is the font she was baptised in. It's still used in the parish church today, and it's still used for baptisms. This is, I call it the new parish church. It was blessed in 1903 and it's under reconstruction at the moment, so it's not that new at all. Bernadette was never present in this church because it hadn't been built when she was here. This is a picture of the hospice that we passed on the way in from the airport. That's where Bernadette received her first Holy Communion, just in here. And this is the oratory in which Bernadette received her first Holy Communion on the 3rd of June in 1858, between the last 2 apparitions. Now, in 2008, Bishop Perrier was in charge, and he decided that he was going to renovate the little oratory. So you can see it's very modern. It didn't look like that when Bernadette received her first Holy Communion there. But it's a little bit too modern for my liking, but he didn't ask for my opinion before he decorated, so I didn't give it to him. So that's just on the outskirts of town. It's about a 15-minute walk away from here. And in this, Bernadette lived in this building then from 1860 until 1866. She left from here to go to live there. This is a photograph of Bernadette, and you notice Bernadette always looks very saintly, let's say, in photographs. You'll also notice the clothing she's wearing wasn't necessarily what the other children of her age were wearing at the time. But when Bernadette moved into the hospice, she moved in officially so she could receive full-time education, but the real reason really was so that she could be under the protection of the sisters. And so that Father Perryman got to decide who got to see her and who didn't get to see her. People were coming here in their tens of thousands at that stage. And as you can imagine, everybody wanted to see Bernadette. I would have been in front of the queue if I had been here, let's be honest. So they decided what they were going to have to do is take official photographs of Bernadette so that people could see what she looked like. But she was forced to wear this traditional costume. So this is what people in the olden days would have worn in this southwestern corner of France. But they decided she had to dress like that so that when these photographs went out into the wider world, everyone would know where she came from, that she was from down around here. Bernadette doesn't smile very much in the photographs. Now we're told that she was full of
It's okay there. Turn the camera sideways.
Oh, you go first.
Do you want to follow me then?
Oh, Megan, I'm sorry. I'm sure. I think I'll just go down there for a minute, I think. Not great. My head.
Yeah, this is Benedict's father's old home.
Non, mais vraiment, c'est dans le sens interdit.
I cheated, I went for a different way.
Huh?
I cheated, I went for a different way. Do you have a big cross? Like that?
Oh, yes,
C'est comme une tour.
That was a good food, Nikki, falling asleep.
Oh, yeah.
You can stay behind, that's all right.
Thinking about her.
Okay, we're going to tackle the hill slowly. Slowly but surely. This is to work off your lunch.
It's all right.
Wow.
We did before, didn't we? I can enjoy it.
It's like 2 rooms.
You know, factory mother.
I should have begun with W, where that came from, no one. Usually when I say W, it's definitely not right. And we were talking, Lisa and I were talking about it today. When another man said, oh no, I thought we were talking about it. So I said, he definitely in our prayers. Well done, you're nearly there.
What's the Europe?
Just be careful of the cars. During the operations, as you know, Bangladesh lived in the capital, which is our next stop. Life was very difficult for her at that stage because people were coming here in their thousands and tens of thousands, and everyone wanted to see her. People wanted her to pass on messages to Our Lady. People used to seek her blessing, which she could never understand because she said, I'm a 14-year-old girl. How can I possibly bless you if you're 14? People used to snip off pieces of her clothing and she offered us to have a souvenir. They say that people used to try to give her food and clothes or money maybe, and she wouldn't allow herself or any member of her family to accept anything from anybody. During the apparitions, Bernadette received lots of messages to pass on, but she also received secrets. And the lady told her there were secrets. So the church authorities felt that they had every right to know what these secrets were. So they put a lot of pressure on Bernadette, but she wouldn't tell them, and she died never having revealed one of those secrets. She said two reasons. She said, it's a secret, so if I tell you, it won't be a secret anymore. The second reason was, Our Lady told me that in confidence, if I tell you, I'm breaking her confidence. So it was non-negotiable. She was not going to tell anybody, and it was a secret. They wonder if one of the things the lady requested of Bernadette was that she wouldn't accept material assistance from everybody. So life was very tough for them, and oftentimes when she went to the patio, which is our next stop, there wasn't room for her to get in her own front door because there were so many people there ahead of her. So Father Perrinal, the parish priest, said, it really would be in everyone's best interest if you moved into the hospice under the protection of the sisters. Now Bernadette had been taken away from her family more or less twice at that stage. Once was when she was a baby and she was sent out to the hospital. Just before the apparitions, the family was so poor they couldn't afford to feed their 4 children. So Bernadette was asked once again to go back out to Bartres, this time to work. She was 13. She was asked to work, and I'll explain more about that tomorrow on the trip. But life was very difficult for her. And Bernadette knew at this stage if she was taken away from her family this 3rd time, she knew there was no going back. She was never going to live with her family again. She was 16 years of age at this stage. So her initial answer was, thank you very much, that's very kind of you, but I love my family too much. But eventually she had to give in because she knew it was just too hard for her, but for her family as well. So in 1860 she moved into the hospice under the protection of the sisters. She moved in officially as a destitute boarder so that she could receive full-time education, but unofficially, as I said earlier, it was really for her own protection. At that point, Father Perrinal paid rent on this building here so that the family could just get back on their feet, just get them out of the cash or back into a decent home, proper home, because they still had 3 children at home at that stage. And so we're a little bit unsure if Bernadette lived here. They say she lived here for a couple of weeks, we don't know. She definitely stayed here when she came back down every now and then. One of the conditions she agreed upon when she moved into the hospice was that she would be allowed back to visit her family as often as she wanted. Now that usually ended up being once a week and only in the company of her sisters. So she may have stayed overnight here every now and then. Not sure if she lived here for any length of time. We don't think so. So it's called the family home of Bernadette, but maybe Bernadette's family's home would be a little bit more accurate. So that's what the Supers definitely lived here, and Bernadette stayed here from time to time. We're going to continue on up. I'm afraid we have a little bit more of the time to do, but we're almost finished. And we freewheel back down the hill all the way back to the hotel. underground is called the Jubilee Line, Jubilee Way. And originally it left Cotton Sanitary out through the gate, and you'll be able to follow the blue line along to the stations that will visit in 2008. So they've repainted it in spots just to make life a little bit easier for anyone who's doing the visit on their own.
Down.